y'all, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Nikki, and today we are going to cover Corinna Slusser's case. If you have been watching over the last 6 months, you know that I like to cover cases that don't have a lot of exposure and that are lower profile cases, older cases, but this one has touched a nerve with me even when it started getting coverage. It's had a lot of mainstream coverage, it has a lot of online coverage, but I want to get Corinna's name, pictures out there again because she is probably alive. It's like a 99% certainty by law enforcement, and personally I believe she's alive too, out somewhere in the world, possibly out of the United States at this point. Corinna's had a lot of coverage, mainstream coverage, even Dr. Phil, a lot of coverage mainstream and online. So I'm not going to go super deep into her case. There's lots of links going to be down in the description box for you to go and do some research for yourself. And it'd be great if you shared this because she's probably alive and she needs to be rescued. Corinna went missing when she was 18 years old, 2 years ago, on September 20th of 2017 from Queens, New York. And particularly, exactly the last place she was seen was the Haven Motel, which is a haven for prostitution and drugs and just a really shady place. That's the last place that she has been seen. The last picture on her Instagram hitting a blunt. Some people say that's not her. But that is the last time that she's posted and never been on social media. Corinna was a gorgeous, gorgeous, drop-dead, blonde hair, blue-eyed, just stunning. She originally was from Pennsylvania. Her mom lives in Pennsylvania, and she was raised by her mom, and her mom is a very strict mother, by the book. Corinna was a very studious girl. She actually probably obeyed the rules. She was a cheerleader. Everybody reports that she was just a good student and everything. Suddenly, in her senior year, she started slipping. Things started going different ways. Disobeying her mom, and sneaking out, and things like that. And then she eventually dropped out of school. She also has battled depression, and she has attempted suicide. That is why going from a teenager to adult, that's one reason I feel a, bond towards her, because I also went through that, and I was also in a very strict household. It's a pure miracle that I was not raped, murdered, sex trafficked, kidnapped. So in the late summer of 2017, she met a man who later became her pimp. He told her to come to New York, that he would set her up. She could make a lot of money in New York. And she did. She went, and she only took her ID and her clothes on her back and her phone. Now, I don't know why she did that. I don't know if it was for the moment thing, like, oh, I'm just going to go to New York, I'll be back. But that is all she left with. She went down there. That's it. She was in contact with her family and friends, and she was posting on social media. She actually posted after a while that she had gotten an apartment, a really nice apartment, but she was not working. Nobody knew how she was making her money, and lo and behold, she was escorting online. I believe that Corinna started to escort online because it's good money and she's gorgeous. And let me just be honest with you, someone with her looks and her body and personality or whatever, she would make a lot of money, okay? Let me just put that out there, be honest and blunt. She would make a lot of money. What happened is she ended up with a pimp, and this pimp, Giovanni, ended up assaulting her on August 25th of 2017. She called the cops. He was arrested and had charges, assault charges and other charges, basically tried to kill her. She was very upset, according to the police report. Then, at some point, her aunt finds out about this, And when they contact Corinna, she contacts Corinna. Corinna downplays the whole thing, and her aunt says, oh, don't worry about it. It's no big deal. It won't happen again. Also, her aunt calls her on the phone. She feels like at that point, she is already under control, that she couldn't talk. This is all happening pretty fast. Within a couple of weeks, her grandfather dies, and she wants to come back home. She wants to go to this funeral, her grandfather's funeral, but she's been robbed. She doesn't have her ID. She doesn't have any way to get home. And so apparently she still has her phone, and that's about it, right, at that point. Her mom goes to the funeral of her father, Corinna's grandfather, and is expecting Corinna home the next day on September 19th. She is not there, and basically that's it. She's never heard from again. She posts again on social media, and that's about it. Nobody has seen or heard from her since. So the next chapter comes, and there's an arrest made of a pimp in New York that has posted on Craigslist and Backpage and stuff like that for Corinna and another girl to escort. He's pimping them both, basically. He's trafficking them both. So this pimp, Isha Woni, I don't know how to say his name, sorry. It has admitted in court that she was passed around between September 2017 to September 2018 to different pimps. He pimped her out. They moved her to other places. Okay, anyway, she's being pimped. She's being pimped. She's being pimped. Okay, we all know that. This guy's arrested, and he's charged with a bunch of trafficking violations, human trafficking for the other girl, but not for Corinna. When it comes down to Corinna, her mom actually goes to the court hearing of his hearing, and she begs for him to tell her where her baby is. Please tell me where my daughter is. And he says, I don't know where she is. I didn't trade her off. I hope she's alive. That's pretty much Corinna's story. Is she alive? Yeah, probably. And look, I live in Houston, and it is one of the big sex trafficking capitals of the United States. We have huge busts every few months. And when I say huge busts, I'm talking about huge busts. Like, sometimes they'll arrest 100 people in these trafficking rings. Corinna is now 21, so she's still under the very profitable age. 25 is when I've been seeing the cutoff age for trafficking, that men, don't pay for over 25, or they're not as desirable or wanted in the market. There are very distinguishing tattoos on Corinna that I will show you. She has one right in the middle of her chest, okay? And if she's trafficking, if she's being escorting and stuff like that, this tattoo is going to be very visibly seen, and I can't even imagine they can't remove it. I mean, they can attempt, but this is like a tribal hello tattoo, and it's in the middle of her chest. Even if it is removed, there's going to be super scarring, so yeah. I believe she's alive. I believe that she is in the escorting business. There's probably ads about her on websites, and hey, look, I know there's men that do visit these websites. That's never going to stop. No matter what, there are going to be people that want to pay for sex. It just happens, and that's just how it is. Now, Corinna did start originally as wanting to be a sex worker. That was what she wanted. That's obvious. She wanted this. She wanted to make the best money. And but now I think we're at a point, or I know we are, because she's not on social media, she's not contacting, everything's changed now. She's completely vanished. So now she's in the system. Look, if you are out there and you do hire women, which, like I said, it happens, keep your eye out for this girl. Whatever, she's being held against her will. There's 100%. She wanted to go home. So please contact somebody. Please, even if you want to be anonymous, I don't care. The sad thing about this, these trafficking victims, the parents and the families always get scammed. Now, it's fucked up, stupid bullshit, pisses me off. Scammers get on Facebook or on the websites or whatever, especially Facebook, and say, hey, I have your daughter, pay me this money, I'll bring her to you. So, Corinna's mom has been scammed a couple of times. She doesn't have any money. There's a GoFundMe to get a private investigator. Actually, there is a private investigator that was on Dr. Phil that also worked on the Cassie Compton case, which I'm going to leave that link above here, because Cassie Compton case is wild too, and it's sad, sad, sad. I hope and hope and hope and hope that Corinna comes home. I just hope she does, and I hope she's not too damaged at this point. And she can get that therapy. Her mom is very sad about not just dropping everything and going and getting her. Of course, she has a lot of guilt about that, of course. And also, Corinna is being dragged quite a bit on the internet. It's pretty sick shit, because Corinna chose to be like this, and she posted things on her Instagram and on her things that were very seductive and stuff like that. So she's getting dragged a lot. Not 100%. She gets dragged a lot, though. And there are people saying that Corinna doesn't want to be found. If she doesn't want to be found, that's fine, but she should be at least somebody. I can't imagine that she wouldn't contact, say, hey, I'm alive, don't bother me, or something like that. So, but please, if you have any information, there's going to be links below. Get a hold of somebody and share this video, because Corinna is definitely, I think, 100% alive. Hell, for all I know, she could be right here in Houston, Texas, in one of the biggest sex trafficking capitals of the country. But then, on the other hand, she could be in a whole another country. And so, she's just vanished. So, let's help bring Corinna home. And guys, it's kind of making me sad just thinking about how it's horrible and what she might be going through. So, I will see y'all in the next video. There's lots of other missing persons videos, and I'm working on 2 new videos that are to come, hopefully this week. So, I will see y'all next time. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great day, and take care of yourself. Be careful.